Joining us now is Ojinika Jinx Okpe with stories trending around the world. Hello, Jinx, the lady in green.
You got that right. Good morning, Dr. Abati.
No, this is obvious. It's green.
I'm sure Tundu has another color for
No, Tundu, no, this is green. I don't want to hear.
If you didn't know that it was green, oh my goodness. I don't know what I'd have done. You have
You
your
just
green.
disown him from your state.
He already disowned himself this morning.
You're in it
twice. If you have your green, you have your pearl.
Yes.
I'm loving the whole situation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very
Very nice.
much. You look lovely too, Tundu.
Thank you.
Good morning, Rufai.
I mean, what's the contention about? Does the colonel have a mind of its own?
Rufai, really? Okay. Well, good morning.
Morning, Oji.
All right, then. Well, good morning to you, viewers. Here are some of the stories that are trending across the globe. From the United States, Martine Moise, the injured wife of Haiti's assassinated President Jovenel Moise, shared photos of herself from her hospital bed in Miami, Florida, saying that she is still in disbelief that her husband was killed right in front of her. Taking to Twitter, the First Lady, who was shot at least 3 times during the attack at their home, thanked everyone for their prayers. In the Netherlands, 18-year-old Olivier Damen is set to become the youngest person in space when he travels with billionaire Jeff Bezos in his Blue Origin rocket ship next week. Blue Origin announced on Thursday that Damien snagged the seat after the original auction winner, who paid $28 million to fly with Bezos, had a scheduling conflict. And renowned journalist Peter R. de Vries, who fearlessly reported on the violent underworld of the Netherlands and campaigned to breathe new life into cold cases, has died at age 64 after being shot in a brazen attack last week. Under sports, the British women's football announced that the team will take a knee before kickoff at the Tokyo Olympics. The players have been performing the anti-racism stance with their separate teams since last year. Finally, under entertainment, the Netflix docuseries about 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka debuts today. The 3-part docuseries takes an intimate look at the tennis star finding her way, her wins and losses, multiracial identity, and the death of her mentor, Kobe Bryant. Let's begin what's trending in the United Kingdom with reactions following the racist attacks unleashed on the Instagram pages of Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, and Jadon Sancho, who missed their penalties at the Euro 2020 final on Sunday. After the players' pages were flooded with vicious discriminatory messages and offensive emojis, concerns were raised as to why the offensive emojis were allowed under the page of the black athletes. Some users also stressed that they reported the post, but were informed in standard message from the site that the comments did not violate Instagram rules. On Thursday, the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, via Twitter, admitted that a mistake in the platform's technology meant racist comments and emojis were not removed. He went further to state that the issues had been resolved. 19-year-old Bukayo Saka was trending after he took to the photo-sharing platform to state that he did not want anyone else to be targeted by the kind of messages that he had been receiving, and that he knew instantly that the kind of hate that he was about to receive after he missed the penalty at the Euro 2020 game, and blamed the platform for not doing enough to stop the abuses. I mean, I think that Adam's tweet was great, but I don't know if that even solves any problem in any way whatsoever. In the first place, why did it take so long? This is a worldwide information. It was clearly racial abuse on Bukayo Saka's page. All those monkey emojis were there constantly for over a week, and nothing was done. Completely unacceptable. But I believe that the UK Football Policing Unit is investigating the matter as well, and I believe they've also arrested about 4 people, in connection with this whole abuse. I really just feel sorry for the players at this point. I just don't know what this young 19-year-old boy especially is going through.
I mean, I recall when we were talking in your segment of the show about when Meghan Markle left, the steps back, whatever term that they use from the royal family, over racism. I remember saying that she couldn't cope with the racism that was reported about her. But what about those black football players throughout their time on the pitch, it's 90 minutes here, so at the very least, they're hearing the N-word chanted at them for 90 minutes straight, and they have to work under that pressure. This has always been an issue, and Instagram has responded to it in the past, and it's clear that their response has been woefully inadequate, which is why we're still having this conversation. I recall, was it last year, when Instagram introduced stricter measures saying if you racially abuse anybody, your account will be removed. All that person is going to do is create another email account and continue. Instagram then said they'll cooperate with law enforcement agencies and give details, which I imagine they did, which is why those arrests did happen. But the fact that the monkey emojis, the N-words that were being posted, when people complained, Instagram replied that that does not breach their community guidelines.
Unacceptable.
It's a disgrace.
Unacceptable.
People have often said that these social media giants are complicit in the abuse and that governments need to create stricter laws. Right now, they're treated as platforms whereby they're not held liable for whatever their platform is used for. You'll recall the scandals with Facebook and fake news and child trafficking, and that Facebook cannot be held responsible for that. It's just a platform. But some have the opinion that they should be treated like publishers, whereby they are held responsible for whatever is printed or posted on their platforms. And I'm sorry, that's the way it should go. People should be protected. This can cost people their lives,
Absolutely.
their sanity.
Absolutely.
It's disgusting.
Absolutely. Dr. Bati.
Okay, first,
so we can take
I quoted twice on this program
Yes.
Boris Johnson's attempt to make sure that the football banning orders in the UK are extended. What you have at the moment in the football policing orders, rather, is a ban of 3 to 10 years. And Prime Minister Boris Johnson is pushing for a lifetime ban for persons who engage in online abuse. There may have been some politics around that between Boris Johnson and Keir Starmer, the Labour leader who criticized him. But we hope that efforts will be made. The second proposal by Boris Johnson, Prime Minister, is, that high-tech companies should be sanctioned.
Yes.
If their platforms are used for, racist abuse. And I hope that if that were to happen, we will not have to rely on apologies from Instagram boss or from, Twitter, saying, oh, they had to remove about 1,000 tweets to solve the problem. The high-tech companies have to do a lot more, but we should not be left at their mercy. If there are sanctions, perhaps they will react more proactively to racist abuse. The third point to be made is that the football policing unit of the United Kingdom I said earlier, about 597 cases. In fact, it's even more than that. If you look at the entire period of the Euro 2020, the total number was 897. And they say they have made 246 arrests. Look at that. 246 arrests around that final match at the Wembley Stadium. And as for online abuse,
so disgraceful.
They arrested so far 5 persons, not 4. There was an additional one, 5. So you see that it's a serious problem that we're dealing with, and racism of any sort, whether in sports or politics, is unacceptable. I think that point should be made. And Parliament should support Boris Johnson's proposal and take a strict bipartisan position in amending the football, banning orders with regard to football policing orders in the United Kingdom.
Very well said, Dr. Abati. Rufai, your analysis on the story.
If racism was like the good, the bad, and the ugly, Boris Johnson would be the Clint Eastwood of it. That's what I feel. He stoked this. He started this, and I'm not saying don't sanction the social media companies, but Boris Johnson has a lot to answer. All of this started from taking a knee. When those footballers were taking a knee to stand against racism and people were attacking them, Boris Johnson didn't defend them. So he kept on emboldening them, and they called it political gesturing. Him and Priti Patel. So this is the seed Boris Johnson and Priti Patel planted. It had just come to germinate. And they need to take this seriously. And that's why I'm happy that Keir Starmer has called him out on this. And a lot of more people should call him out. It's easy to say, oh, yes, social media companies, they have their own blame. But how about the leadership? What is the leadership doing? Did Boris Johnson lead by example? Did he deepen the conversation on race relation when they were taking a knee? Did he take out time to explain how racism has hurt people in Britain? Did he take out time to say that people that are taking a knee were taking it for the Empire Windrush people? Not just only black people, but for every black person all over the world. Did he deepen that conversation? Did he champion the narrative against racism? And now he's coming to pass law. So easy for him. We all remember when he was a journalist. Didn't we know what Boris Johnson wrote in the papers about women, about all sorts of people in society? Hypocrisy, hypocrisy, hypocrisy.
Well, Boris Johnson insists that as leader of the country, that he will not in any way support racism.
Absolutely. And
he has made that very clear. Despite Keir Starmer saying that whatever he said with the review of the laws rings hollow. That's what Keir Starmer said.
That's all I have for you guys.
Thank you very much.
I will see you all next month. I am out of here.
You are going on vacation.
Yes,
Enjoy yourself.
Happy holiday.